Hey YouTube, David here, George Jesus. Just want to know, can you hear the trumpet now? Okay, I'm not really. I'm doing this screen pal on my phone, so I got to share it with an app, and it's showing the Bible Gateway what tomorrow's verse of the day is, or later today, today's verse of the day is. But there's been something I wanted to say. It was last Thursday night. I know it was a week. This now Thursday morning, April 2nd. So I guess it would have been last Thursday, March, whatever that day was. But the Father told me the price of everything's getting ready to go up. You know, I've been going back and forth whether or not I was going to make a video, because I'm kind of part of me thinking that I'm not supposed to be making more videos anyway. You're being able to hear the trumpet sounding and so forth, and with Trump being the last Trump spoken about in 1 Corinthians 15:52. Okay, I honestly think it's going to take you all to start really feeling the pain before you can understand that the trumpet is sounding and that he is the last Trump. But then he made this whatever speech tonight, and yeah, I forced myself to listen to it after he did it. I didn't listen to it while I was live, but I listened to his speech, and he's talking about a lot of Iran's military capabilities are gone, but yet he's also complaining that our allies aren't helping him out. Earlier in the day, I guess he threatened to leave NATO because NATO wouldn't come in and bring their ships to help to open the Strait of Hormuz. But now Iran has lost a lot of their military power, but yet our Navy ships are parked hundreds of miles away from Iran because he knows Iran will sink them if they bring them up closer. We're losing a lot of planes over there. Last I heard, it was like we've lost 17 planes altogether. Iran's hit some while they're on the ground. They've hit some while they're in the air, and so forth. They haven't been able to find their underground missile cities and so forth. But then he goes on and says we're going to go ahead and we're going to extend it. He's going 2 or 3 weeks. This war's going to be over. But over the last 10 days or whatever, he's been coming out and saying the wars that we've already won. I can call it quits anytime I want. He's doing what he can to manipulate the stock market and the oil prices. But it's coming to that time now that he can't do that anymore. He can't keep manipulating it because people are catching on. He's constantly saying this and that, but the works on the ground don't add up to what he's saying. I mean, it's like he's having some kind of conversation with somebody. I mean, tonight in his speech, was it tonight or was it this morning, he was saying they've got a new president, but the president they've got is the same president they had when they started attacking them. And this guy's been president of Iran for the last 2 years. They don't got a new president. They got a new supreme leader, but the new supreme leader is the son of the other supreme leader that had knocked out. And this new supreme leader doesn't want peace. They want an end to the wars, but they have to meet. The only way the end of the wars is going to happen is if the United States and Israel comply to what Iran wants. It's not what the United States wants. The United States is no longer welcome there, and Israel, because truth be known, you listen to everything that the United States and Israel has done. We sound like the terrorists. We sound like the barbaric killers. I was just listening to a report about from this guy that come back from Iran. He just got back from Iran while the war's going on, and he said he's talked to hundreds. He's a journalist, and he's talked to hundreds of people over there, and he only found one that didn't agree with the way the rules are for women over there, but she was completely against the way the United States and Israel was bombing Iran. Nobody over in Iran is saying they think it's right for the United States and Israel to be doing what they're doing to Iran, which it's not. But Trump is the last Trump. This is the last time he can be the president. Now, he was talking about in his speech how if Iran doesn't make a deal with them the next 2 to 3 weeks, he's going to take out their oil fields, he's going to take out their electrical grids, which, he's literally saying, and this is not the first time he said it, okay, but he's literally saying, I'm going to kill millions upon millions of people if you don't give me what I want. And that's more or less what it is. He wants their oil. He said it over this last weekend. He wants their oil. He wants to make part of the money from the oil that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. It's all about money. 1 Timothy 6:10, I believe it is. The love of money is the root of all evil. Can you all hear the trumpet sounding? Now, Iran, the first time Trump said he was going to knock out their electrical grid, was, almost, I don't know how long ago it was. Iran come out with a response right away, says, you do this, we'll retaliate in the same manner in the Gulf states. I've heard one commentator say, I always thinking, I think it was this, Hegseth said, Trump doesn't, a list of one of his speeches, he was saying, Trump doesn't back down. Yes, he does. Because when Trump first made that threat, Iran come out with a retaliatory threat and said, you do this, this is what we'll do the same, we'll retaliate in kind to the Gulf states in that area where they've got the U.S. military bases set up. Iran doesn't depend on, they've got several different electrical stations, power places, and so forth. But anyway, Iran come back with a retaliatory threat. Trump come out Monday morning. This is part of him manipulating the stocks too, and so forth. But he come out Monday morning and said, I'll give him a 5-day extension. By the time the 5-day extension, 4 days into the 5-day extension, he says, now we're going to extend it another 10 days. Well, now he comes out in this speech again tonight saying he's going to go after all the electrical grids. He's going to go after all the oil fields. He's going to go after the desalination of what they generate fresh water. He's going to go after all this if they don't give him what he wants, if they don't make him a deal. Okay, Iran is going to retaliate in the same way. Self-defense. They have every right to do so. I think he's going to wind up doing it. He's going to kill millions of people because some of these Gulf states in that area, there's I don't remember the names of them, but there's 1 or 2 of them that rely 80 to 90% of the fresh water they get goes through these desalination plants. What are all these people going to do? The old rule, the 3-3-3 rule, the 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. These are all 3 death sentences. Okay? He's going to take their fresh water away from them. He's going to take their power away from them. They're not going to be able to keep their food cold. They're not going to have a way to make food. So in other words, he's literally giving them a death sentence. You do what I want or you die, and all your people die. Well, Iran's gonna respond in kind, and all right, well, you want to do this to our people, this is what we're going to do to your people. So our president is going to cause the death of millions upon millions. Yes, I think he will go ahead and do this. I'm not making that prediction, but this is what I honestly think he'll do this, because I know he's the last Trump. I've been telling y'all he's the last Trump. I said it in the 4th book, published December of 2020. Okay, I was writing that book in the year of 2019. I started on that book because the father sent me to Hawaii November 4th of 2019, and I started on that book right after I got back. I got back November 13th from that, and I started on that one. So I was writing on that book for 4 or 5 months before I sent it in, because it took 9 months to publish it. Okay, and it was published originally December 2020. But in that book, I said Trump was the last Trump. I thought that it was the COVID-19. I wasn't connecting, though, that wasn't the last time he could be president. This time, this is the last time he can be president. This is the last Trump. And I know things are going to get a lot worse. In my last video or two, I told you this is not going to go away. This is going to get worse. So yes, the war is going to continue on for another 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to continue on longer than that. But I think Trump's going to take drastic measures. Now, I've been kind of wondering, because there's been a lot of hype going across about people talking about Israel might want to use the Samson option once they realize that they're not going to eliminate Iran, which they're not. Okay. So I've been kind of wondering, and you've got Hezbollah in Lebanon, you got the Houthis in I don't even remember what country they're in now, but now they're going after it, and Iran, they're, Jerusalem, Luke 21 verse 20, when you see Jerusalem compassed by armies, know the desolation thereof is nigh. Is it compassed by armies now with the Houthis and Hezbollah and Iran, all three attacking them? Or is it because of the Samson option that it's, they call it the Samson option, okay? Is it going to get to the point so bad that other countries are going to step in and actually surround Israel with several people? I'm not sure exactly what the Father means by when you see Jerusalem compassed by armies. Is that happening now? Or is that something that we're going to see here in the very near future? Because it's not that far away before the United States and Israel both realize they're not taking out Iran. They're not going to get a regime change. They're not going to eliminate all their military power. They built it underground. Which also, the other day I was listening to one of the reports I was listening to, and is interviewing some guy with a really deep accent. And when he was saying this, and I'm going to do another video on this one because what I'm getting ready to talk about now, okay, but I'm going to do another video on this. But in the 2nd book, I did a vision on the 2nd chapter of Daniel. Okay, and it goes through all the visions, and I'm not going to break it all down in this next video the other video I'm going to do on this. But in that video, or in the 2nd book, I break down what that vision is. Okay, and all I'm coming to mind right now is the shins are iron. The toes are made of clay and iron. They're mixed with clay. The clay and the feet are. So it's clay and iron. The iron is the Father. Okay? The shins are iron. But then, at the end of the vision, after everything's explained in the vision, the iron destroys everything. Now, the other night when I was listening to this other reporter, you know, and he had this deep accent, when he was saying Iran, he was saying Iran, and it automatically reminded me of the vision that I broke down in the second book. You know, Behold, a greater than Jonas is here. But when he said Iran, it sounded like Iran. Iran. Hear the engrafted word, Malachi 4. Those that fear God, the Son, S-U-N, of righteousness will rise up inside of you. Okay? Hear the engrafted word. Is Iran iron? Is that the shin of the vision of the person that in that vision? Because the global economy is going in the crapper. Okay, ever since Trump had his speech last night, you know, he's been doing this market manipulation stuff and so forth, and the markets have been reacting to what he's been saying. Oh, the war's going to end. Except for last night, I was listening to some reports. As soon as he started speaking, the oil prices started going up. People are starting to realize he's just saying stuff. Another thing I kind of thought of, you know, he might have been saying another 2 or 3 weeks. That's when all the troops are going to be rounded up over in that way. That might be when they start ground invasion. Or is he saying 2 to 3 weeks? Maybe he's going to start the ground invasions now. Try to keep Iran on their tippy toes. You know, because he's not going to tell us nobody in the military is going to tell us their plans, rightfully so. Okay, but just know things are getting ready to get a lot worse, and I think I was listening to one. I think it was Douglas McGregor. I was listening to. Used to work in Trump's cabinet the first time in his first term, whatever. But I think it was him that was actually talking about going down the mountain, 100 mile an hour, you know, and we can see the crash coming up. Most people would be hitting their brakes. We're going down the hill, but it's like Trump's hitting the accelerator. It's not Trump, it's the father doing it. But I think things are getting ready to accelerate to a very negative level for everybody. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and just say that. I don't know. Website, davidofpsalm89.net. Books are no longer for free, but this is where you can get the books to get an understanding of our Father, who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing. Anybody that does not have an understanding of our Father, who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing, will remain in the congregation of the dead. You will die in your sins. The people in Iran bleed red blood just like you and I do. They breathe the same oxygen that you and I do. They walk on the same earth as you and I do. We're all equal in our Father's eyes. We all are part of the one Son of God. There is no difference between any of us. I don't care what color your skin is. Don't matter what language you speak. I don't care what race you are, what nationalism you are. You are part of the Son of God. Everybody in Iran is the same way. Everybody in Russia, China, they're all part of the Son of God. We're all part of the one Son of God. You want an understanding, go to my website, davidofpsalm89.net. Look over the books. They're only $2.99 a piece. And share this video. Give it a thumbs up for the algorithm. I should have said that in the beginning of the video, but I'm tired. I drove my 11 hours today, so I just figured I'm going to go ahead and